Hi, Dave. Hello, everyone. Well, today I just wanted to spend a few minutes to debrief a little bit on the arguments that were presented before the Supreme Court last week on the CFPB funding structure. It was very interesting to see how each of the justices landed. If you'd like to get an accounting of this, I recommend going to the SCOTUS blog. They have a complete detail of how each of the justices reacted to the testimony. In the end, I think what is interesting is the assessments are considering that the judges were essentially split, with a couple of the justices not really being 100% clear on exactly which way they will land. And I think most interesting is that at the end, Judge Francisco countered that the problems in the funding mechanism were sufficiently extensive that the court could not simply exercise specific provisions from the funding statute. Instead, he suggested that Congress would effectively have to start over again and create a valid appropriation for the CFPB, at which point it could then make clear that the agency's prior rules and regulations were still good law. So the argument that there's precedence out there with other agencies who are operating under the same funding structure didn't hold any water for some of the justices, because their comments, even though it seemed they were made aware that this would be profound disruption, that comment that Francisco countered with is essentially saying, well, then Congress has to go fix the problem that they created. This will be super interesting to see how this actually pans out. I like one of the comments that was made where this isn't really even a decision to be made by the Supreme Court. Congress set up the funding structure. If they don't like it, then they have to go fix it. So it's a lot of back and forth that at the end we are left with, we don't know. And we are going to have to wait potentially into next year before we get a decision on this. So that's my quick update today, Dave, on the CFPB funding structure. We are still operating as usual in limbo until we get their final conclusions later next year. Thank you. Bye.